earnings, and it was Coromandel International that did come out with a good set because the margins have seen quite an improvement on a sequential basis. Revenue too has shot up a double-digit growth over there, while the profit had slumped a bit. So let's try to understand that what factors are at play for the company and what's the outlook going ahead. And for this, we are being joined by Mr. S. Sankarasubramanian, who is the MD and CEO of Coromandel International, joining us on the show. Very good morning. And firstly, if I look at your numbers, congratulations on a good set of numbers, and especially with the onset of the monsoon. Give us some sense that how is that you are looking forward to Q2? How is the sentiment as well as how is the numbers shaping up, and are we seeing higher crop sowing now as well, since the monsoon seems to be in full coverage for India as of now?
Good morning. Thank you for talking to us. Coromandel reported a very strong performance in Q1, thanks to our growth in all business segments what we operate, particularly aided by a good monsoon as well. The monsoon had a good start in the year beginning, and during the month of June there was some challenge in the spatial distribution, which has really picked up in the last few weeks. So as we speak, there's been a good coverage across all regions where we operate, and we do expect a very robust Kharif season. As you know, the crop acreages 70% has already been covered against the 100 million hectares of crop sowing. Already 7 or 8 hectares have already happened, and this has really aided in improved volumes of agri inputs, whether it is fertilizers or specialties or organic and crop protection segment. So overall, the beginning has been extremely good, and the farming community is very buoyant with the good monsoon. Reservoir levels are positive across all regions, especially the home markets of Andhra, Telangana has been good. And this has been reflected in our performance in Q1 as well. You can see our volumes in phosphatic fertilizers has grown by 46% to reach a record volume of 12.9 lakh tons of NPKs and single super phosphate. And that has made us to achieve the market leadership position with a market share of 18.2%. And we also ensured that the TAP, which is a critical fertilizer required by the farming community, we ensured availability by taking advanced position on DAP procurement and also supported by NPK imports. Our plants have been operating at full capacity, and operational efficiencies have been pretty good. So that is reflected both in the revenue growth as well as in the profitability. So moving beyond the fertilizers, in crop protection, the business has achieved record performance thanks to our debottlenecking of one of our key molecule, Mancozeb, which we carried out at Sarigam plant. We could reach the full operational capacity in the current quarter. So, and also there has been a revival in the prices of active ingredients globally that has helped to improve our export earnings. And if you see the overall profitability from the crop protection segment, compared to last year corresponding period, we have grown by almost 70%. This has significantly contributed to the quarterly performance of Coromandel. And as you know, we are operating our own retail outlets, more than 800 in the year beginning. We have added 70 more in the current quarter. There again, we have seen significant growth across all segments, whether it is fertilizer volumes or bioproducts or crop protection. We have seen a significant growth in volume. Sure. Overall, as I see, outlook is very positive, and this year we are again going to achieve record food grain protection.
All right, but just on the number front, if you can give us some guidance over there, because we have already seen a double-digit growth, and that's as high as 40% on your revenue front. But going ahead, should we be in to see such numbers, and what's your outlook on profit? There's been a bit of a decline sequentially, but how do you see the profit number increasing too as well?
Those the growth, if I look at fertilizer segment, it's always supported by the capacity. As you know, we have announced the capacity expansion at Kakinada, which will come up in the year 2027. So meanwhile, we have been resorting to imports to develop markets in the central and northern India. And we could see volume as well as revenue growth. Volume growth will be in the range of 10 to 15% on the fertilizer volume. And despite crop protection, we are putting up a additional capacity of Mancozeb at Dahej, and that will get commercialized in the second half of the year. So that will aid in improving the revenue growth in crop protection by almost 25 to 30% for the whole year. Besides this active ingredient capacity increase, we are also increasing our territories in the formulation business in the domestic market, and wherein we have added 30 more territories and increasing our feet on street. So formulation growth also will aid in overall crop protection segment improvement. And retail store, we are currently opening one store a day. So at this rate, we are likely to add 400 retail stores during this current financial year, taking the total number of retail stores to 1,200. So there again, we are expect to achieve 20 to 25% growth across all categories of agri inputs, what we deal in retail stores. So overall, I do expect strong top line growth in the range of 20-25%, aided by crop protection, retail footprint expansion, and also fertilizer volumes.
All right.
In terms of whatever we have been doing consistently, talking about EBITDA margin of fertilizers will continue to sustain. And in terms of the margin structure, aided by global markets. So we expect margin expansion.
But sir, I think that we have got you a little bit on a patchy line. Specifically on the margin, if you can help us with the number, what is the number that you're working with?
In respect of fertilizer business, our EBITDA per metric ton of 5,000 rupees, we'll continue to sustain that as well for the whole year on the enhanced volumes. And in case of crop protection business, with the improvement in the prices of various active ingredients and the increased margins in the domestic formulation business supported by new product introduction, we do expect our margins to grow up compared to last year. And there again, we expect 25% EBITDA improvement as well. So overall, it's going to be a year of momentum, increase the consumption of increase.
All right, indeed, that was helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us, and congratulations yet again on a good set. But with this, we're completely timed out in this edition.